The hills of Los Angeles, often bathed in sunshine, are now cloaked in a terrifying red glow. Wildfires, fueled by dry conditions and high winds, have erupted across the region, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. The year is 2025, and this isn't just another fire season. This is a full-blown inferno, the likes of which even this fire-prone city has rarely seen. Homes have been reduced to ash, families displaced, and iconic landscapes forever altered. The speed and ferocity of these fires have shocked even seasoned firefighters. What began as small, localized blazes quickly transformed into raging infernos, driven by a dangerous combination of factors. Emergency services are stretched to their limit, battling multiple fire fronts that seem to multiply by the hour. The air is thick with smoke, making it difficult to breathe and reducing visibility to dangerous levels. This is a disaster of epic proportions, and as the sun sets each night, casting an eerie orange glow over the city, one question weighs heavily on everyone's mind. When will it end? The answer, for now, remains elusive, as firefighters brace themselves for what could be a long and arduous battle against the flames. As if the raging wildfires weren't enough, a new and terrifying phenomenon has emerged to further stoke fear and chaos: the Fearnado. These monstrous whirlwinds of fire, formed when intense heat combines with swirling winds, are cutting a swath of destruction across the Los Angeles landscape. They are unpredictable, erratic, and immensely destructive, capable of generating winds exceeding 100 miles per hour and spitting out burning debris like fiery missiles. Imagine a tornado, but instead of dust and debris, it's a swirling vortex of flames, reaching hundreds of feet into the air. That's a firenado, and it's a sight that sends chills down the spines of even the most seasoned firefighters. These fiery twisters are not only mesmerizing in their destructive power, but they also pose a significant challenge to firefighting efforts. Their unpredictable nature makes them difficult to anticipate and track, and their intense heat can create their own weather patterns, further fueling the spread of the fires. The emergence of firenados in this disaster adds another layer of complexity and danger to an already dire situation. They are a stark reminder of the unpredictable and increasingly volatile nature of wildfires in an era of climate change. As the fires continue to burn, the possibility of more firenados forming looms large, a terrifying testament to the destructive power of nature unleashed. The human cost of this disaster is immeasurable. Thousands of residents have been forced to flee their homes, many with little more than the clothes on their backs. The shelters are overflowing, filled with families grappling with the loss of their homes, their belongings, and in some tragic cases, loved ones. The emotional toll is etched on their faces, a mixture of shock, fear, and uncertainty about the future. But the devastation extends far beyond the immediate loss of property. The fires have left an indelible mark on the environment, charring vast swaths of land, destroying wildlife habitats, and releasing tons of harmful pollutants into the air. The iconic hillsides that define the Los Angeles landscape are now scarred black, stripped bare of vegetation, and vulnerable to mudslides when the rains eventually come. The air quality in Los Angeles has plummeted, creating a health hazard, particularly for the elderly and those with respiratory problems. The smoke is so thick in some areas that it has blotted out the sun, casting an eerie orange glow over the city. The long-term consequences of this environmental catastrophe are still unfolding, but one thing is certain: the road to recovery will be long and arduous. The Santa Ana winds, a meteorological phenomenon infamous for their role in fueling Southern California wildfires, have once again lived up to their fearsome reputation. These hot, dry winds, originating in the Great Basin and Mojave Desert, roar down from the mountains, pushing the fires across the landscape with frightening speed and intensity. They act like giant bellows, injecting the fires with a constant supply of oxygen, turning what might have been manageable blazes into raging infernos. The Santa Anas are known for their unpredictable nature, capable of shifting directions suddenly and whipping up flames in an instant. They can also carry burning embers for miles, sparking new fires far ahead of the main fire front, making containment a nightmare for firefighters. This year, the Santa Anas arrived earlier and with more ferocity than usual, exacerbating an already dire fire season. Their impact on the current wildfires cannot be overstated. They have turned what might have been a challenging fire season into a full-blown disaster. pushing fire crews to their limits and leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. As long as the Santa Anas continue to blow, the threat of these fires spreading further remains very real. Adding to the city's woes, widespread power outages have plunged millions into darkness. The raging wildfires have damaged critical infrastructure, crippling power lines, and forcing utility companies to implement rolling blackouts to prevent further damage to the grid. The loss of power has brought life in Los Angeles to a standstill, shutting down businesses, disrupting transportation, and leaving residents struggling to cope in the sweltering heat. Hospitals are relying on backup generators to keep critical equipment running, while traffic lights are out at major intersections, creating gridlock on the roads. Supermarkets are closed, their shelves bare, as residents scramble to find basic necessities like water, batteries, and non-perishable food. The lack of power has also hampered communication efforts, leaving many feeling isolated and unsure of where to turn for help. The power outages have compounded the challenges facing firefighters, making it more difficult to pump water, communicate with each other, and coordinate firefighting efforts. With temperatures soaring and no relief in sight, the power outages have added another layer of misery to an already dire situation. The glitz and glamour of award season came to an abrupt halt. The red carpets were rolled up, the limos parked, and the stars retreated to their homes. What was once a time of celebration and recognition turned into a period of uncertainty and reflection. Amidst the devastation, one house stood as a beacon of hope. The flames licked at its walls, but somehow it remained unscathed. Neighbors called it a miracle, a sign that not all was lost in the inferno's wake. The investigation into the fire's origins began immediately. Experts combed through the ashes, looking for clues. Was it arson, a natural disaster, or something else entirely? The community demanded answers, and the pressure was on to uncover the truth. The road to recovery is long and arduous. Families must rebuild their homes, their lives, and their sense of security. It's a journey filled with challenges, but also with moments of resilience and strength. Together, they will rise from the ashes.
This week has been a busy one in the United States. In California, wildfires are burning out of control. The fires are causing a lot of damage. Meanwhile, there is a lot happening in the world of politics. Former President Donald Trump is in the news again. He made a comment about Canada that has people talking. Let's take a closer look at these stories. Los Angeles is battling huge wildfires. The fires are spreading quickly because of strong winds. These winds are called Santa Ana winds. They are hot and dry, and they make the fire danger very high. Many people have been told to leave their homes. This is called an evacuation order. It is important to follow these orders to stay safe. The wildfires are creating a new danger: firenados. A firenado is a tornado made of fire. They are very dangerous and can cause a lot of damage. Firenados happen when hot air from the fire rises and starts to spin. The spinning air can pick up flames and debris, creating a firenado. The wildfires are having a big impact on Los Angeles. The smoke from the fires is making the air unhealthy to breathe. Many people are without power because the Santa Ana winds have damaged power lines. Even Hollywood is affected. The Golden Globe Awards ceremony has been postponed because of the fires. Section 5. A Miracle House. Amidst the destruction, there is a story of hope. A photo of a house that survived the wildfires has gone viral. The house is surrounded by burned trees and rubble, but it is still standing. People are calling it the Miracle House. Section 6. Trouble at the Pentagon. In Washington, D.C., a Pentagon official is in hot water. The official was questioned by lawmakers about mistakes made by the Pentagon. The official admitted that mistakes were made. This has led to calls for more oversight of the Pentagon. Section 7. Trump's controversial comment. Former President Donald Trump has made another controversial comment. Trump suggested that Canada should become the 51st state of the United States. This comment has been met with anger and amusement in Canada. A former Canadian official said that Canada has no interest in joining the United States. Section 8. Trump avoids charges. In other Trump news, the former president has avoided charges in a case involving hush money. Hush money is money paid to someone to keep them quiet. Trump was accused of paying hush money to a woman he allegedly had an affair with. However, prosecutors decided not to charge Trump. Section 9. Remembering Jimmy Carter. Finally, the United States is mourning the loss of former President Jimmy Carter. Carter died at the age of 98. He was the oldest living former president. Vice President Kamala Harris attended Carter's funeral.